The old woman saw that the market was cleaned and hurriedly fought for cheap vegetables. I took it first. She took out her secret weapon. Then she went to eat free cakes. Left hand pushes people out to eat it all. After that, she even criticized that it was not delicious. It was difficult to eat it. Next she came to a dustbin. Cow's milk has not expired yet, can be brought back. The table lamp is still usable and can be brought back. This is not because she is very poor, because of her resistance. 10 years ago her alcoholic husband died, plus the restaurant was closed, resulting in her monthly pension only $600. But she also wanted to change the current situation. That day, as usual, she was digging through the dustbin can to find food. She accidentally saw the neighbor who was trading. Seeing the money in the neighbor's hand, the old woman was extremely surprised, because she had never seen so much money. Then in the name of someone who saw the transaction with his own eyes, the police quickly came and asked the old woman. The old woman's mind also fluttered to continue asking the police, how much money can be sold by selling that thing? The police did not understand anything either, so blurted out that each year, he earns $40 million. As soon as she listened, her eyes gleam. It turns out that the man next door relied on that and made a fortune. Next, every day she would take binoculars to observe, then record it. Even the location of the lair was well known by her. At that time, the situation in the house was not optimistic, because the old woman begged for the rent. Even the furniture in the house were also forced to move. The old woman fell into a dead end, deciding to do something risky. She took the initiative to find the boss, but she was seen as asking for directions, chasing her directly. The old woman did not give up, decided to wait for her chance. The old woman is peeking at the young man. At this time, suddenly falling from the sky a bag of black sugar. So she found the boss. The boss, seeing her sincerity, decided to try giving her a piece. When she got home, the old woman was about to split it up, but unexpectedly the knife could not be cut. The drill could not drill. Finally took out a Chinese knife. Finally finished the candy, but still the problem comes. How much money does this thing sell? She went to the police department to find her son-in-law. Her son-in-law did not understand, directly told her the market price. The old woman happily left. That day she carried a food basket, went to the place of offer, met everyone and asked, "My goods are very good. Would you like to try a little?" People thought she was a psychopath, until she gently takes out the candy to say, 20% discount. That way, she can successfully sell a piece of candy. Through the old lady's efforts, everyone knew her goods were very well priced. More and more customers find her. The half-day sales mission could be completed. Even the boss must be amazed, so gave her more stock. She finally tasted the sweetness. Coincidentally, when she got out the door, she was followed by a sniffing dog, scaring her into fear of limping. The sniffing dog rushed to push her down. Fortunately, the son-in-law rushed over, take her safely away. Based on her flexible mind and her honest appearance, many patrons know her. So the business is gobbled up by the consumers. The old lady is also very generous. Glanced at the body with a patterned scarf on the head, coordinated with the hairstyle trend. Almost everyone did not realize. They all thought that the person next to it was the rich lady. But now she also encountered envious colleagues. They gathered the old woman to fight for a fight. Also stole money and half of her goods. She doesn't know how to hand it over to the boss. So think of an intention. She used a knife to cut but failed. She also failed with a drill, finally using a Chinese knife. Then she put all the black sugar in the pot. After making it into black cream cake, give close friend finished eating it, they became bright and smile. The old woman seized the opportunity. The next day, she was bought cakes at the market. She brought the money to sell and gave it to the boss. They demanded to increase her share. The old man agrees with her, because she avoided the eye of co-workers. She invited all co-workers over to the house. She is in charge of baking. Her colleague is in charge of consumption. Both sides shook hands to cooperate, but the consumption was too fast. She was inherently too busy to work, so the old lady pulled her friend to join. It seems that the bakery is selling well to boss. Even the boss wants to meet the woman who makes the delicacies of the legend. The great boss greatly appreciated her business mind and her discerning brave. Finally used the decision to let her take the place of the boss. Let her expand the market, bring cakes to sell at school. The old woman is very greedy, but also has her limits. She doesn't want to harm children. That is to deny the great boss's opinion, thus directly angering the great boss. He kidnapped her grandson, even messed up her house. The old lady angrily called her close friends, fully armed, to storm the great boss's lair. Seeing the old lady's group in a mighty manner, the great boss was threatened to directly release her grandchildren. At this moment, an old woman suddenly pulled the trigger. It turned out to be a toy gun. They didn't say 2 words and tie the women up. It was when the gangsters were about to shoot them. The police broke the window and went to save them. It turned out that her son-in-law found out that something was wrong with his mother-in-law, was always watching her. Finally, through the accusations of the gangsters, the old lady was also imprisoned. But the unexpected thing is, the people who used to eat through the old lady's cakes all came to protest, plus their age. In the end, they were sentenced to execution. At the end of the story, the old lady and her best friend opened a bakery again. Honest business proposition, doing business based on the method of making cakes. Of course, she receives the most precious and happy